Hey guys, what's up? We have a brand new mini box and it's supposed to support Red Eyes and adds the Bujin theme to Duel Links. Its release date was back on the 25th of January. In terms of the ultra rares, these include Snipe Hunter. This is a Dark Fiend level 4 with 1500 attack and 600 defense, and its effect is you can discard one card, then target one card on the field, roll a 6-sided die, and destroy that target unless you roll a 1 or a 6. This is good for getting rid of strong monsters, however you risk a 2 in 6 chance that the effect will roll into a 1 or 6, negating the destruction, but still losing the card you had to discard, so this effect should be used sparingly. The other card is Red Eyes Slash Dragon. This is a Dark Dragon Fusion level 7 with 2800 attack and 2400 defense, and requires a Red Eyes Black Dragon and a warrior monster. Its effect is, when a Red Eyes monster declares an attack, you can target one warrior monster in your graveyard, equip it to this card as an equipped spell card with this effect. The equipped monster gains 200 attack. When a card or effect is activated that targets a card you control as a quick effect, you can send one equipped card you control to the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon as many monsters from your graveyard as possible that were equipped to this card. Each time a Red Eyes attacks, you can equip a warrior to this card, so at most this can become 3400 attack, assuming for no cards in your back row. This is able to negate an effect that targets your cards, and you can continually equip warriors to this monster, provided you can keep attacking. It also lets you replace this card with its equipped monsters if your opponent somehow gets round this card. The super rares include Phalanx Pike. This is an equipped spell card that says the equipped monster gains 900 attack for each card in either graveyard that has the same name as it does. This works well with decks such as Blue Eyes or Red Eyes. You'll be running 2 or 3 of them, so at best you are looking at 4800 attack, assuming your opponent is not running a mirror match deck. This can be situational at best, and is probably better being used by monsters with fewer attack points that can be summoned easily, such as elemental heroes, as they can be sent to the graveyard either by fusing to make a fusion monster, or through longer duels. Defense Draw is a normal trap card that says during your opponent's turn, at damage calculation, make the battle damage you take from this battle 0, and if you do, draw one card. This can prevent you from taking the full damage, so can save you for a turn, and can at least draw a card to utilise for the next turn. Paladin of the Cursed Dragon is a light zombie level 4 with 1900 attack and 1200 defense, and its effect is, once per turn you can target one level 4 or lower zombie type monster in your opponent's graveyard that was destroyed by battle, special summon that target to your side of the field. This works best with Zombie World Field Spell, as all of their graveyard monsters get treated as zombies, enabling you to fill your field. This can then be used to tribute summon a monster, or for your own defense. Skill Successor is a normal trap card that says target one face-up monster you control, it gains 400 attack until the end of this turn. During your turn, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from the graveyard, then target one face-up monster you control. That target gains 800 attack until the end of this turn. This provides your monster with an attack boost twice, so even if they destroy this card, you can remove it from play to provide a decent attack boost for the turn. Void Trap Hole is a normal trap card that says when your opponent special summons a monster with 2000 or more attack, negate the effects of one of those monsters with 2000 or more attack, and if you do, destroy it. This is able to get rid of a strong monster, but the problem being that special summoning with this attack stat is still not happening that frequently within the game. Bujin Yamato is a light beast warrior level 4 with 1800 attack and 200 defense, and its effect is, once per turn during your end phase, you can add one Bujin monster from your deck to your hand, then send one card from your hand to the graveyard. You can only control one Bujin Yamato. This card has a decent attack stat, enabling you to search for Bujin support from the deck, and in sending a card from the hand to the graveyard, other Bujins have graveyard effects that will protect this card. Dawn Knight is a light warrior level 4 with 1400 attack and 1200 defense, and its effect is, if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can send one light monster from your deck to the graveyard. If this card is sent from your deck to the graveyard, target one light monster in your graveyard, place that target on the top of your deck. You can only use one Dawn Knight effect per turn, and only once that turn. This card can set up your graveyard, as well as recover a light monster to the top of your field of your deck. Paladin of Dark Dragon is a Dark Dragon Ritual level 4 with 1900 attack and 1200 defense, and its effect is, you can ritual summon this card with Dark Dragon Ritual at the start of the damage step. If this card attacks a defense position monster, destroy that monster. You contribute this card to special summon one Red Eyes monster from your hand or deck, except Red Eyes Black Chick. You can only use this effect of Paladin of Dark Dragon once per turn. This card can instantly get rid of a defense position monster, and can be attributed to bring out a Red Eyes from the hand or deck. The rares include Royal Command. This is a continuous trap card that says flip monsters' effects cannot be activated, also their effects are negated. This is not useful within the game, as you have very few flip monsters in the game, and even fewer useful ones, the one that springs to mind being Man-Eater Bug. Master Dragon is a Wind Dragon level 4 with 1900 attack and 1600 defense, and it's a normal monster. This is generally one of the most powerful level 4 monsters in the game, and works with Kaiba and his effect to activate the Mountain Field spell to make it 2100 attack. Sacred Crane is a light winged beast level 4 with 1600 attack and 400 defense, and its effect is, if this card is special summoned, draw one card. This can be decent within certain decks, as by continually using revival cards, you can draw more cards to add to your hand advantage. Vampire's Curse is a dark zombie level 6 with 2000 attack and 800 defense, and its effect is, when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can pay 500 life points, special summon it during the standby phase of the next turn. When you do, it gains 500 attack. This card is decent, as it can continue to be brought back with 2500 attack, and must be beaten by card effects. This makes it useful to maintain your field. Rainbow Veil is an equipped spell card that says, if the equipped monster battles an opponent's monster, while that monster is on the field, its effects are negated during the battle phase only. This can stop effects that activate when attacking, but this can be very situational, as most effects are continual or activate outside of the battle phase, making this card. Flamvel Pone is a Fire Pyro level 1 with 200 attack and 200 defense, and its effect is, when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can add one monster with 200 defense from your deck to your hand. This card helps you to search for your other Flamvel monster. Daybreaker is a light warrior level 4 with 1700 attack and 0 defense, and its effect is, when this card is special summoned, you can special summon one Daybreaker from your hand. This card can help to swarm with others of the same name, however this can be difficult to achieve, but even so the attack stat is decent enough to stay on the field. Photon Lead is a quick play spell that says special summon one level 4 or lower light monster from your hand in face-up attack position. This can trigger the effect of Daybreaker. Trial and Tribulation is a normal spell card that says you can only activate one Trial and Tribulation per turn. During the end phase of the turn this card was activated, apply this effect, depending on the number of monsters you tributed from the field and from your hand this turn, except tokens. 1. Draw one card. 2. Add monsters from your graveyard to your hand. 3. Destroy up to 3 face-up cards on the field. This card works with tribute-based decks, but achieving the third effect is difficult and can be limited if your opponent works with more defensive and back row heavy decks. The recovery of 2 monsters from the graveyard is mainly to replace the monsters used to tribute, and you will likely get the draw effect, which replaces this card. Bujin Regalia the Sword is a normal trap card that says activate one of these effects, target one Bujin monster in your graveyard, add that target to your hand, target one of your banished Bujin monsters, send that target to the graveyard. This card can either reset an effect that activates within the graveyard, or recover a Bujin back to the hand. Bujingi Boar is a light beast level 4 with 1100 attack and 1900 defense, and its effect is, if you control a Bujin monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one face-up attack position monster your opponent controls, change it to face-up defense position, and if you do, its defense becomes 0 until the end of this turn. This card is able to defeat your opponent's stronger monsters by placing them into defense mode and leaving them with no defense points for that turn. Bujingi Centipede is a light beast level 4 with 1700 attack and 500 defense, and its effect is, if you control a beast warrior type Bujin monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one spell or trap card your opponent controls, destroy that target. You can only use the effect of Bujingi Centipede once per turn. This card is able to get rid of one of your opponent's back row cards, very useful considering that this works whilst it's in the graveyard, so it has served its purpose. Vampire Grace is a dark zombie level 6 with 2000 attack and 1200 defense, and its effect is, when a level 5 or higher zombie type monster is special summoned to your side of the field by the effect of a zombie type monster, while this card is in your graveyard, you can pay 2000 life points, special summon this card from your graveyard. You can only use this effect of Vampire Grace once per turn. Once per turn, you can declare one card type, monster, spell or trap. Your opponent sends one card of that type from their deck to the graveyard. This card is able to revive itself off of Vampire Curse effect and can eliminate one of your opponent's cards from the deck per turn, removing threats before they get the opportunity to hit the Bujin Arasuda is a light beast warrior level 4 with 1600 attack and 1900 defense, and its effect is, if a Bujin monster in your graveyard or face up on your side of the field is banished, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand in face up defense position. Once per turn during the end phase, if a Bujin card was added from your deck to your hand this turn, except by drawing it, while you controlled this face-up card, you can draw one card, then discard one card. You can only control one Bujin Arasuda. This card can special summon itself very quickly and enables you to draw into another card and set up your graveyard. The final cards are the normals, and these include the Wicked Worm Beast. It is an Earth Beast level 3 with 1400 attack and 700 defense, and its effect is, this face-up card on the field is returned to the owner's hand during the end phase of your turn. This is a useless effect, and its stats don't make it worth running in the first place. Destruction Punch is a normal trap card that says, if the attack of an attacking monster your opponent controls is lower than the defense of the attacked defense position monster, destroy the attacking monster at the end of the damage step. Damage calculation is applied normally. This effect can make your opponent lose their battling monster, but you need a strong defensive card to begin with. 8 Claws Scorpion is a dark insect level 2 with 300 attack and 200 defense, and its effect is, once per turn you can flip this card into face down defense position. When this card attacks an opponent's face down defense position monster, this card's attack becomes 2400 during damage calculation only. This is able to deal with defensive monsters, but in such a specific situation that this can be easily disposed of. Sand Gambler is a light spellcaster at level 3 with 300 attack and 1600 defense, and its effect is, toss a coin 3 times. If all 3 results are heads, destroy all monsters on your opponent's side of the field. If all 3 results are tails, destroy all monsters on your side of the field. You can only activate this effect once per turn during your main phase. The chance of getting this effect off the way you want is limited, and even if you run cards such as Second Coin Toss, this won't work because Second Coin Toss only allows you to toss one more time. Majestic Mech Senku is a light fairy level 4 with 1000 attack and 500 defense, and its effect is, when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent by a direct attack, draw one card. During the end phase of the turn this card was summoned, send it to the graveyard. This is good when using Secret Pass to the Treasures, as that will guarantee a direct attack. However, it self-destructs at the end of your turn. Foolish Revival is a normal trap card that says select one monster from your opponent's graveyard and special summon it in face-up defense position on your opponent's side of the field. I don't know how this effect would work for you, unless it has a negative effect for them, or you can find a means of taking back control of it. Fine is a normal trap card that says discard 2 cards. I don't know how you would use this effect to your advantage unless you can set up your graveyard in a certain way. Healing Wave Generator is a light machine at level 4 with 800 attack and 1600 defense, and its effect is, once per turn you can select another face-up monster you control to gain life points equal to that monster's level times 100. This card can replenish your life points by as much as 800 life points, assuming for a level 8 monster, but the issue is your opponent will take this out quickly to avoid you abusing this. Cards of Sacrifice is a normal trap card that says draw 2 cards. If the combined attack of all your face-up attack position monsters, minimum 2, is less than the attack of your opponent's face-up monster with the lowest attack, you cannot summon or change battle position the turn you activate this card. This card can be a bit of a risk, as you'll need your monsters to have higher attacks, so we'll need the advantage to use this, otherwise you cannot summon or battle that. Crush Bug Road is a quick play spell card that says each player can special summon one monster from their hand with the same level as one face-up level 4 or lower monster they control. This card can allow both players a small field advantage. Ujingi Ophidian is a light winged beast level 4 with 1700 attack and 500 defense, and its effect is, during your main phase 1, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, then target one Bujin monster you control. It can attack your opponent directly this turn. This effect can beat your opponent if they have few life. Jingy Ibis is a light winged beast level 4 with 1600 attack and 300 defense, and its effect is, during your main phase 1, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, then target one Bujin monster you control. This turn, if it attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. This provides a one-off piercing effect. This is quite limited and is not needed within the deck. Bujin Regalia the Mirror is a normal spell card that says at the start of your main phase 1, if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, and you control a Beast Warrior type Bujin monster, until the end of your opponent's next turn, spell trap cards and their effects cannot be activated. This card lets you disable back row cards for the turn if you have fewer monsters on the field. Bujingi Wag is a light beast level 4 with 1200 attack and 1900 defense, and its effect is, while this card is in face-up defense position, other Bujin monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. This is a good effect, but there are a number of cards that work in other ways outside of destruction, such as stat reduction or effect negation, to deal with this. Bujingi Parvo is a light winged beast level 4 with 1700 attack and 800 defense, and its effect is, when a Beast Warrior type Bujin monster you control is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, special summon one Bujin monster from your deck. You can only use the effect of Bujingi Parvo once per turn. This is able to replace a Bujin monster, but at the cost of using this from the hand, reducing your hand size as a result. The final card is Dark Dragon Ritual. This is a ritual spell card that says, this card is used to ritual summon Paladin of Dark Dragon. You must also tribute monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal 4 or more. During your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add one Red Eyes spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. This card is able to ritual summon a monster and adds a Red Eyes back row card. This pack looks like a very much light supporting pack and has a variety of decent cards, my favourite being Skill Successor, as this provides double stat increase once on the field and once in the graveyard. I wish it had supported more attributes than mainly light. What do you think of this pack? Will you be running any cards from here? Will you try your hand out at the Boojins? Or is this a pack to forget? Leave your comments down below, like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and as always, thank you for taking the time to watch this video.
And